ஸோ நிறைய பேர் வந்து இந்த பெரிய பெரிய வார்த்தைகளில் வந்து பயங்கரமாக கன்ஃபியூஸ் ஆயிரும். Persistence, motivation, discipline. Kids, if you're watching this, it's a great opportunity for you to think what is discipline and what is motivation. Similarly, parents, I've got some takeaways for you as well. I want you to stay tuned there. So discipline it comes from the word disciple. I was noticing my son constantly as to how he does his stretches. But once you get to the tuition classes, I am not getting anything what they're teaching out there. If your child is really motivated and having the right learning experience in whatever they are doing. Please welcome, sit down. Hello and welcome back. Vanakkam. Thank you for tuning in. Inniki pesa pora topic vandu the reason why you see a lot of excitement and energy is because in the topic vandu adu mari or topic. It talks about what is discipline versus motivation. So நிறைய பேர் வந்து இந்த பெரிய பெரிய வார்த்தைகள்ல வந்து பயங்கரமா கன்ஃபியூஸ் ஆயிரும். Persistence, motivation and discipline. Kids, if you're watching this, it's a great opportunity for you to think what is discipline and what is motivation. Similarly, parents, I've got some takeaways for you as well. I want you to stay tuned. So a lot of people come back to me and say, hey, Sid, you are so motivated in your videos. And when they see me in person as well, they say, you have a lot of drive and energy and motivation. So don't get confused with that. And I'm going to talk about simple fact about what is the difference between discipline and motivation. இதுக்கு ரெண்டுக்குமே வந்து root word இருக்கு. Root wordனா எங்க இருந்து வந்தது இந்த word. So discipline it comes from the word disciple. It came originally from English. It's got French and a Latin connection as well. So that's where the root word comes from. Disciple na enna follower. He is a disciple of அப்படிம்போம்ல. So a disciple of a particular religion or followership or somebody, right? Disciple-ங்கிறது வந்து you're following certain things. Similarly, motivation-றது வந்து motive is the root word. Motive வந்து again it comes from English and it has a French connection as well. That is where it comes from. Motive-ங்கிறது வந்து just move, action. Motive-ங்கிறது வந்து action. All right. So I'll give you a classic example. First story, what I want to tell you about is my son. All right. Growing up, சின்ன வயசுல இருக்கிறப்ப basketball ஆடணும் சரி. From 3 years old, I've been training him in basketball. அதே மாதிரி அவருக்கு football ஆடணும்னு சொல்லி. So I put him in football as well. He's in 11th grade, but he continued to play both the sports throughout his schooling. So when I see him playing basketball, right, the basketball session starts at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We'll be there at 2:45. He'll be there warming up and all of that. So making sure that you are showing up on time, following the rules is what discipline is all about. Schools will have discipline, organizations will have discipline, parents have discipline. We say, hey, you got to do your homework at this particular point in time. He shows up on time for the practice and you don't show up on a few days. You don't go for the practice for a few days. Then you are out of discipline. You don't have the discipline to do it. That is what discipline means. அடுத்தது வந்து motivation வந்து when I see him in the gym, right, basketball session முடிஞ்சவன இருக்குல்ல, they will do stretches லாம். When you walk across the court, they'll have a particular stretch. I was noticing my son constantly as to how he does his stretches. எதுக்கோ நம்மளும் இருக்கோம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு you see all the kids who are absolutely motivated, they are doing the stretches the right way, like how the coaches teach you. But he will just do it for the sake of doing it. சும்மா நம்மளும் ஸ்ட்ரெச்சஸ் பண்ணுவோம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஸ்ட்ரெச்சஸ் பண்ணிட்டு. So that is where I saw that at some point in time he lost his interest in basketball and he got into football. But when he played football, whatever the coaches were asking him to do, motivation in the sense moving, doing it, teaching the right way, and he was doing all those in the right way, and that is what he continued to pursue in his career. I'll talk about the next story, which is a lot of times we see this. நம்ம வந்து in daily walk of life இது வந்து பார்ப்போம். A lot of people, our audience, நீங்க எல்லாம் ஜிம்முக்குலாம் போயிட்டு இருப்பீங்க. You must be going to the gyms and things like that. But when you go to the gym, what we do is first discipline. All right. So we want to go to the early morning gym. Of course, we go there at 6 o'clock in the morning or 7 o'clock in the morning. Once we go there, we have the discipline to be there. But what we do is once we get to the gym, we are checking our phones. Then we are talking to other people. Instead of actually focusing on what you were there for, which is for working out. Your core focus has to be on the workout. I'll talk about another story. My own story personally. Schoolல படிக்கிறப்ப வந்து the 10th and the 11th 12thல வந்து because of your board exams and things like that, what do they say? Hey, you'll have to go for tuitions and this and that. So when you're in 12th grade, parents put you in tuitions for biology, physics, chemistry, maths, all of this. So Trichyல இருக்கிறப்ப I have to go all the way from Raja Colony to Malakottai. அங்கே தான் இது எல்லா டியூஷன் சென்டரும் இருக்கும். ஸோ go all the way riding on a cycle early in the morning. Yeah, it's a good workout. The tuition starts at like 6 o'clock or 6:30 or 7 in the morning. You are there. You show up every day. You get there. So that is the discipline. You're showing up for the tuition classes. But once you get to the tuition classes, I am not getting anything what they're teaching out there. And I'm just like sitting there, either snoozing away, தூக்கம் வந்துச்சு, early in the morning. You're not getting anything at all out of that. So there is no motivation out there. Similarly, the last story which I wanted to talk about is entrepreneurship. What do? You came up with an idea, and once you have the idea, you have the discipline to really think through that idea and start the company. Once you start the company, you don't have the motivation, the real movement in the organization to take it to the next level. Why? Because at that time you're saying, oh, I've got another job. I'm not ready to risk that. All right. And so there is not enough. The root word for motivation is move. There is not enough movement in the organization to take that entrepreneurial idea to the next level. So you got to quit that and do this here. Or you got to figure out how you can make it happen. Right? So that is what is the fundamental difference between discipline and motivation. So for parents specifically, நீங்க வந்து ஒரு parent, if you're having kids in schools, colleges and things like that, I want you to really think. நீங்க யோசிச்சு பாருங்க. I want you to pay attention. Does the child have the motivation? Is the child moving enough on that particular area where they are good at? So as a parent, I want you to really think, if you have children in school, I want you to think about if your child is really motivated and having the right learning experience in whatever they are doing. If they have the right level of discipline and motivation, success is all yours. That's the way I want you to think about it. For kids who are watching this, I hope you've understood what is the difference between discipline and motivation. I'd like to know what your thoughts are. Comment on this. Share your thoughts because it will give me a lot of learning experience as well. I'm a learning leader. I just love learning. So go ahead and share your comments. Through those comments, I will have an opportunity to learn something. If you like this content, please go ahead, share it with your friends. It may be of immense use for somebody else. So please go ahead, share, subscribe, comment. For the time what you're invested in watching this video and commenting, I'm forever grateful. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.